Hello all, it's new tool time and I've got a planer thicknesser from Mart. So I've been in this house now over a year and I sold my last planer thicknesser a few months before I moved, so I've been without one quite a while and it's really affected the sort of projects I can do and the materials that I can work with. So when Mart contacted me asking if there's anything I needed, I said yes there was. I've had a few of these Clarke machines from Mart in the past and been very pleased with them. In fact, I'm working in the Mart or Clarke garage at the moment and it's been absolutely fantastic for me. So this was sent to me for free, but I can get it set up and give you my thoughts on it. So I've got this out of the box and I've had a little look through the manual and it's pretty much fully assembled. I had to just put this knob on which just drops into place for lowering and raising the table, and with that out, where have I put it? Not around here. You could get the fence out from under there, and then this now looks like there's a little keyhole plate on there. It just drops into place and I can get it tightened up. With the fence installed and tightened up, it then has this red knob at the back that you loosen to be able to move it over to 45 degrees or back to 90. And when you get to 90, there's a positive stop and it's bang on 90 degrees, which is great. It's got these 4 support arms on it which have labels on that says they're just for the transportation of it and need taking off. So I guess this is to stop anything getting damaged in transport, but I can get them all removed now. So that's it assembled, and there's pretty much nothing to do to get it put together, but I just want to test it before taking it out to the workshop, which means I've got to install the dust chute, either in the top position for thicknessing or underneath for planing. I'm going to do it underneath, so I'm just going to wind the table down. Then the chute has these 2 keys on it. They need pulling out, the chute needs putting into place, lining up with the holes, and then the keys can be pushed into place, locking it into position. So I'm just going to get it plugged in and have a little test. Okay, that all seems to be working great. It's got a nice little cable tidy on the back, so I can wind the cable out. And now, for the reason I picked this machine was because it's small and light, and I need that to be able to move it in and out of the workshop. So now I should be able to easily pick this up and carry it outside and use it to make something. So to test this planer thicknesser out, I thought I'd make some simple little cutting boards. So off my hardwood pile, I've grabbed some sapele and some oak. Now these bits aren't flat or square, so the first job is to get them sorted out. So I can get the dust chute fitted to this and some dust extraction hooked up. Now a standard 63mm pipe fits on here, which is great because I have one. Then I can get 2 sides flat and square to each other. So that worked great. I've got a super smooth, silky finish on this, and these 2 sides are square to each other. So now I can go to the table saw, run these flat surfaces along the bed of the saw and against the fence and get some strips ripped down to make these cutting boards. Right, I've got a pile of strips cut. Now I need to arrange them into a nice pattern. So I'm just going to have an experiment and see what's the best way of doing it. I'm going to be able to make two boards. One's a bit shorter than the other, and the longer one is actually 2 strips wider as well. But that's going to be the best use of what I can do with having an even pattern, which is what I want. So now it's just getting some glue applied and getting this clamped up. So these are all clamped up, but it's pretty cold out here today, as you can probably tell by the coat and the hat. So I'm going to take these into the house, leave them to dry overnight, and then we'll come back and get them flattened. So I've had these in the house overnight. Now the glue's all dry, so I can get all the clamps removed. So the surface is a little rough on these. So I'm going to take them over to the planer and get one surface done. So I've got one surface planed and it's left a beautiful silky smooth finish. Now I need to reconfigure the machine into its thicknessing mode. Now you can see these boards definitely need a bit of a trim up, so I'm going to use the miter gauge and the table saw to just trim off the ends. Now initially I thought I'd get the router out and round over the corners, but now I've decided I quite like the square look. But I am going to do something that I always forget to do, and that's add my brand to it with my branding iron. The boards are all really smooth off the planer thicknesser, but because I've put the brand on, it's all going to need a bit of a sand down. The last job is just to apply some finish, and because I want these to be food safe, I'm going to go with some mineral oil. So that's the boards all done, and I've got a couple more Christmas presents to give away. This planer thickness has been fantastic, and I couldn't have done it without it. And what I like is just how light it is, the fact that I can easily carry it in and out of the workshop, and when I've got the new workshop built, I'll be able to put it under a bench and get it out so it's not taking up huge amounts of room. It left a really nice surface finish, dust collection was good. And it's so much quieter than the first one I ever had. I had one that looked very similar to this, but it was incredibly loud. Now I'm not saying this one is quiet, and you wouldn't expect it to be, but it really isn't that bad at all, and not that much worse than the larger one I had before. So thank you very much to Machine Mart for this. I'll put a link to it down below. Thank you for watching. Thanks to my patrons, and please subscribe for more videos.